And so my second topic for this week is we did talk about Star Wars Episode 7.
Yep.
My dad and I.
Stars Wars.
But you guys haven't had the chance to talk about it
We haven't. I totally
on
thought
YouTube
I did.
at all. Yeah, no,
I
that's the
totally
thing. So we did try to record an exclusive episode of talking shit for Bandcamp. But all that audio got fucked up, and we did talk it about a little bit.
True.
So, but then we just fucked that up. So we gotta re-record a new exclusive episode for this month. But whatever. You guys haven't had the chance to talk about Star Wars Episode 7, so I want to sit down and just talk to you guys for a little bit about what you thought about it. Because here's the thing: we voted for the movie awards. Oh shit, the shirt's coming off. The Bowie shirt is out.
Let's talk about this.
Okay, so
Milhouse.
you guys ranked, we voted on the BTG Movie Awards. Hateful Eight won, and Star Wars I think was in third place in that rank in that final.
Was it
rank.
on third? I thought it was in second.
No,
I think
Ex
it was behind
Machina.
Ex-
Oh yeah, no shit. I forgot Ex Machina was on. There's a reason it was in third. Ex Machina.
So
He was behind a good movie.
so you guys both ranked it in your fifth, and I think I ranked, or no, not fifth, fourth or third or something.
Yeah.
And I ranked it it is my movie of the year. So I know you don't have the great feelings about this movie. So what the fuck is your problem with Star Wars, man?
Look,
Bruh.
Look. Let me tell you something, kid. Guy who's older than me. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something, kid.
It's me, Riff Raff.
It's me, Riff Raff. Because Riff Raff's Italian now.
Is he not?
It wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah.
The movie had almost nothing wrong with it. The thing that ruined it and put it to that fifth place
It's gonna be one minor detail, I swear to fucking Christ.
was
The
Leia's
fact-
hair. Are you kidding me?
At no point did they refer to the prequels.
They actually do though.
I know.
Yeah, no, they
I
really-
liked that little nod where he's like, "Why not a clone army?" That was a nice little nod to the prequels, and I appreciated that.
I was really hoping that wasn't even scripted. That was all.
That was improv.
Yeah. And they're they
My
filmed
one
that, and then after
problem-
they're just like, "Fuck you, dude."
My one problem was C-3PO's right arm. It made no sense. Why is that there?
It was
F.
pointing to communism, un-American.
R2-D2's the sickle.
You gotta admit though, it's you probably don't recognize me because I have a red arm. It's
Yeah.
3PO, we missed you.
Again, there was almost nothing wrong with this movie. The main thing that's put it in that 5 spot was the hype. And
Okay.
it set me on such a level of excitement and seeing it pop up and the scrolling. Of
How
the
many
story.
times have you seen it?
One time.
Just once.
Just one. I didn't go to see it again.
I might take you to see it a second time.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's how I experienced it was I've seen this movie fucking 6 times. Help me. Well,
You're the reason it's the highest grossing movie in the U.S.
Exactly. I wanted to be the highest grossing film of all time, but I don't think it's gonna beat Avatar. Sadly, I think it'll definitely. It still has 500 million until it passes Titanic, which I think it'll easily do in the next 2 weeks. But now that China is it's open in China this last week, I think. But for Avatar, it still has another $1 billion.
So didn't Avatar have a re-release later?
It did, and that's the bullshit thing about it. It's hopefully they'll be smart about it and maybe do a short re-release of Star Wars at one point. Because
For Oscar
Avatar
season.
did a re-release and made another 700 million or something. So that's why it's almost at 3
Meet
billion.
those people that went to go see it the next time around.
We all did it. We all fucking.
I saw it once.
No, none of us can deny that we all saw Avatar, and it's all our own fucking fault
Nah.
that movie is the highest grossing movie of all time.
My dumbass saw it
I
in
remember
3D.
Tell me what the fucking movie's about without looking it up.
Dances
tell me-
with Wolves?
No, it's fucking Pocahontas.
It's
No,
what-
it's Fern Gully.
It's
Name
about
2 characters or quote a line.
It's about an alien planet, right?
Yeah.
And Cable doesn't like the planet. Cable hates it.
Okay.
Deadpool couldn't show up. That's why they're doing the movie now.
okay, all right.
Wolverine was obviously not in it either.
They couldn't afford Hugh Laurie.
So what's her name? The good actress.
Sigourney
that's-
Weaver?
Yeah. So they got her in it because obviously Cable was an alien.
Yeah.
Not really. And that's the plot.
Okay, thanks.
And the planet is inhabited by Smurfs.
See, he always smokes when I'm not there.
So Star Wars Episode 7. I saw it the first time.
Yeah.
And my dad likes to go to this theater where you have to actually book your seats. A lot like the Kabuki Theater here, where you actually reserve where you're going to sit.
Yeah.
And so they're small theaters, though. So you can easily get fucked over, especially for something like Star Wars, of like where you sit. So the first time, and he also didn't know this when he bought the tickets, the first time that we went to see it was 3D.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Which sucked. And he didn't know, it didn't say online that it was a 3D showing. It just said like Star Wars, blah, 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 at whatever time. And so we were in the third row for a 3D viewing. And we were like, and the reason why he wants to go to this place, so they have the reclining chairs. You press a button and you literally go all the way back. He's like, I refuse.
Theater.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I refuse to watch any movie in a movie theater without being able to recline.
What if it's
like,
basketball themed?
What if it's basketball?
So I kept telling him, like, let's go somewhere else where we don't have to reserve seats and there's big theater and we can watch it like fucking normal people. He's like, no. So the first time I saw it, like, it was a combination of, I think it was also hype. Like, the first time I saw it, I wasn't like, I was very muddled by it. I was like, I don't know if I like this or not.
There were moments when I went to go see it, because I also went to go see it in 3D. Sorry, I totally cut you off.
No.
I also went to go see it in 3D, so that was the other thing that kind of was like made me not as excited about it. So I was kind of like,
I heard the 3D, like, we were really close, so it was hard to tell like how the 3D was. I heard if you actually like watched it on eye level in 3D, it wasn't actually too bad.
It didn't. The thing about the 3D is it didn't make my eyes hurt or anything. I was fine.
And that's usually what happens with us.
The problem with 3D is I can't focus on the whole screen, so I'm like this scene's going on, and I have to look at one person or one part of the screen, and then I have no recollection of everything else going on.
Yeah. 3D, and that was the thing I was like saying after we left that first viewing, is like, it's hard to say whether I like the movie or, because my dad and I were originally going to record that episode like that day. I was like, I don't know how I feel about it, because I felt like I was distracted by the 3D, because 3D in film is much like just an amusement park ride, where it's like distracting and you don't really have a grasp by like all the time of like what's going on. Like, there's all this shit to look at.
The only time it's necessary is Shrek 4D.
Go on.
I'm trying to. Shrek 4D was at Universal, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I've never been to Universal.
Oh my god, Shrek 4D
is a masterpiece.
That's a throwback. It's a lot like
that sounds like a fucking nightmare.
It's a lot like the Bugs Life one at Disneyland, where you sit in the theater. It's tough to be a bug, where you have like
there's a Bug Life one.
Yeah, where like
there's a little Bugs Life area in California Adventure.
Oh,
yeah,
but it's mostly for like little
it's for little kids. But the one thing to do is to go see that like Bugs Life theater thing, and like it'll be like interactive, where like, oh, there's bugs crawling under your seats, and like a little thing will like pop up and like hit your butt or something, and then like they'll spray like a pheromone or something, and then it'll be like water coming down and stuff. It's like silly shit like that.
It's like the SpongeBob one at Great America.
I've never been to Great America.
And then there's the part
SpongeBob one.
And then there's the part where it's like, oh no, pesticides, and you just spray white phosphorus all over.
So anyway, like it's much like just like a fucking amusement park distraction sort of thing. So we went to go see it again later that night, and we got my dad again refuses to see it in any other theater. So the best seats that we got were in the first row in the far corner, and that was still like, I liked it better though. I liked it better on that second viewing, just because it wasn't
so rough.
I know it was pretty fucking rough.
That's like me watching Dark Knight on the stairs, like this, like leaning back, holding my way.
Oh my god,
this is nice.
Yeah, I remember actually being in like the fourth or fifth row for Dark Knight the first time I saw it, but I was still just so like, I was in like 8th grade or whatever. I'm like in awe. I'm like, oh my god, I don't even care that I'm so up close.
That was the longest time I've sat on stairs, and I was comfortable just because of how good
when we went to see Hateful Eight, someone was sitting on stairs.
Oh
remember?
Yeah.
That was fucking weird.
So here's the funny thing. My dad always sits in like that front section whenever we go see movies.
Why? I thought you were going to be like, funny thing, my dad owns the stairs when you go to a movie theater.
My dad is Star Wars. But it's like my dad always sits in that area.
Why?
I don't know, but it's completely fine because for some reason...
Because he's too cool to sit where it's enjoyable.
For some reason...
He just needs to hate everything.
I actually saw The Revenant in like front row corner. But here's the thing. Whenever I see a movie, I can actually still view it like I'm watching it just like this no matter where I'm sitting.
That's weird. That's weird.
Actually, it's a lot weirder. I can view myself in third person, and I don't know why. and it's scary.
He got the weird X-Men power. He got the fucking weird one.
It's me, Maggot.
You're the X-Men. They throw you into Last Stand because they just wanted everyone in it. This is the last guy.
I'm the X-Man that Grant Morrison came up with in like his last issue.
And so I went to that second time, like later that night, I was like I liked it more, but I still like need to like bring it in and see how the cinematography is, because it's hard to focus on the thing in the fucking first row.
Yeah, it's not fun.
And so I went to go see it a third time the next morning, and because later that day we were gonna finally review it.
Yeah.
And so I saw it the third time at the same theater, but I was able to, since I was just going by myself and I didn't need to sit next to anybody, I got like there was like one seat left at like right in the middle row, right in the middle. I was like, yes, I'm getting that shit.
That's the one.
And so when I saw it the third time in that viewing and like watching it that way, I was like, I fucking love this movie.
I realized this
so
movie
I'm
is
not going to
shit.
go make you see it 5 more times.
No, like one more normal.
Like a real man does.
We should...
That's what you get for not
great
seeing
first
it.
episode back. We should see it. We should see it together at one point, maybe next week.
Definitely. So yeah, it was the 3D.
Yeah.
It was the hype.
Yeah.
It was the fact that I went from tearing up to the opening.
Yeah.
To every like 5 minutes, like turning to Tasia or going.
Really?
Or like this just doesn't feel like, it just feels like a sci-fi movie, but it doesn't feel like Star Wars. And then like 10 minutes later, oh, now it feels like Star Wars.
Yeah, I will agree with you. It took a little bit to pick up, but I do like the first line. The first line is actually in my
Boy, the prequel movie sucked.
the first line is I have like my background with Star Wars, and then
Nice.
each little category I have, this will begin to make things right.
Yeah.
And that was Max von Sydow's character talking about the plot.
You
But
know,
it was also
a good actor.
it was also J.J. Abrams and Lawrence Kasdan like saying to the audience like, this will begin.
Yeah.
This will like, and the thing like, how do you feel about the whole, it was basically A New Hope?
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's a kind of a nice way to
See that, like, we haven't talked much about Star Wars with each other yet, and
No.
but I knew that you weren't as crazy about it as I was, and I thought that was why. I thought it was because it was basically A New Hope, beat for beat.
No,
I'll be
I
right
think it being New Hope beat for beat was one of the reassuring things about it that kind of brought it back to making it feel like Star Wars again.
back. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people are bitching about, though. Is like it's
fine.
so A New Hope, and I think they actually needed to play the safe route of like sort of bringing
Get their
back
foot
sort
in
of
the door a little bit.
past homages, and not even just A New Hope. Like there are like little pieces of Empire and even of Return of the Jedi in this movie, and I think what this is, episode 7 is sort of like a love letter to the original trilogy, and then from here on out, this is like episode 8 and episode 9 will be completely new things. But I swear to fucking Christ, if we get another Death Star or Starkiller base in episode 9, I'm gonna fucking shit bricks.
This is where I was going to next. Okay, so just to wrap that last part off, that I thought that was one of the more reassuring things, was that it was a lot like New Hope, that this is the movie with the last bit of reminiscence.
Yep.
And the next, that's what, when I told you, like, I saw, the one thing I was going to say is I see a bright future for Star Wars.
Yes.
As they're going to make it
They're like, like this is the one where they talk about it like the past a little bit,
Get,
and
like,
then
the
from here on
fan
out,
base in.
it's gonna be a new thing.
So
It's going to be nothing but Rey and Luke training to "You're the best."
You're the best around.
Mr. Miyagi's dead. Blows.
Why do you have to do this to Pat Morita?
So let's talk a little bit about the spoilers. Let's talk about Starkiller Base for a second.
Okay. So that, like, the kind of last straw thing for me when I went to go see it, that kind of like almost pushed me over the edge of like,
all right,
I'm kind of done with this. Like, I'm not as excited anymore. Was when they showed that the fucking Death Star base they named it Starkiller, which like made me think of Force Unleashed. And I was just like, wait, are we naming?
Okay, the Star Killer is it was actually the original last name of Luke.
Right,
and so that's why people always like to use it because of the
Star Killer.
No, you see, it's a reference. We also titled this Blue Harvest.
But yeah, one, it made me think of Force Unleashed, and that kind of like
threw you off.
Yeah, threw me off. And then two, like I remember turning to Tasha and being like, "Really, we're doing this again?"
And it was even more like a slap in the face when they're like. When Han Solo was like, "There's a place that we can blow. There's usually like a hole, right, that we can blow it up from."
Yeah.
And then Leia was like, "He's right," and it was like, "Oh my god!"
I was like,
that was the one. That was the one point where I was like, "All right."
Like as I'm watching it and they're showing it, I'm like, the last thing I need is for the next one to come up, and it's like the Earth Green Lantern, and he's somehow in it, and he's just pissing me off.
Man, the DC universe got weird. These comics are owned by Marvel. What?
So
the next enemy is ego.
So yeah, that was kind of the last straw.
I feel it. But let's talk about some of the spoilers though. Like, how do you feel that?
This is a really weird prequel to Girls.
This is sort of like the Empire Strikes Back moment where we get that moment of we find out that why do I forget? Kylo Ren is the son of Han Solo and Princess Leia. Like, how did you feel about that?
So I was
a
little confused because when the trailer started coming out and we started talking about it, I was very confused on what Kylo Ren was because at first I thought he was the first Sith Lord.
Yeah.
At first, like I started hearing about that and
it was just like rumors and speculation and whatnot.
But then going into the movie, I still had that in the back of my head. Like, what is he really? Like, is he related to somebody? Like, what the fuck could he be? Could he be like Luke's kid somehow? I don't fucking know. And then when that popped up, me and Tasia were talking about like the first Sith Lord thing, and then that popped up, and we were like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
Yeah. So, I thought it was interesting. I just think he's a little too pretty to be their kid. That's the one thing. Like when he first
he's an ugly motherfucker.
Like when he first takes off his hair. Well, it's mainly the hair. Let's focus on the hair. When he takes off his helmet for the like way too many times in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's just like, dude, we know that you're Adam Driver, or we know that you're fucking a popular actor and shit, but keep the fucking mask on.
Just takes it off. You're not Lena.
So he takes it off and he's just like this luscious, like beautiful hair. It's like, yeah, Han had a little bit of that, but it was mainly because it was the fucking 70s and everybody had that hairstyle.
Mind you, I almost referred to him as Han Solo. Harrison Ford, back then was the shit and was like that.
Super pretty.
He still is the shit. Yeah. Are you saying he still isn't pretty?
But he also has jet black hair, which neither of his parents have. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
he just got emo and like dyed it black.
He doesn't even have Princess Leia's cocaine nail.
And so like the whole story, like speculation is like Kylo Ren was like one of the Jedi that Luke was training, and then he turned to the dark side and started.
He discovered evanescence.
He killed like everybody, and then like Luke is so distraught that he goes into hiding, and so Kylo Ren is like the leader of the Knights of Ren, which I think is separate from Sith Lords. And so what I think happened is he decided to start his own group called the Knights of Ren, and then like that's when he killed the rest of the Jedi, and then because he was so famous for doing that, that's when Leader Snoke comes in and he's like, let me teach you in the ways of the Force. And then can we talk about
Galactus or whatever?
Yeah, so can we talk about fucking how dumb of a name Snoke is?
Snoke's a dumb name. Snoke's a dumb character.
I think, wasn't Snoke like one of those 80s toys that was turned into a cartoon for Saturday mornings? Like, it's the Snokes.
Oh, like the little creatures underwater that had like the little things coming out of their head. What the fuck? Were those actually Snokes?
They're like Snorks or some shit.
Snonks.
Whatever, something like that.
George.
But my problem with that character was that this is just like a Marvel Easter egg scene, but put in a Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Like, it was.
I took it. It's just because we have that association with Marvel now because of
that
like
wasn't their fault directly. It was just
but it actually reminded me a lot of Empire Strikes Back of like Vader like kneeling down, and then the big hologram comes up of the Emperor, and that's what that reminded me of.
Again, this movie was a
lot of people were confused because they actually thought he was a giant.
I did too.
But then, like, a couple of times you like see like when
it fades away.
Yeah, it fades away. It's like, do you think he just evaporated into fucking nothingness?
It's because it wasn't blue.
Yeah, that was the confusing thing.
It wasn't fucking blue, so you're like, wait. Like, that threw me off at first, too. I was just like, wait, like, that's a big motherfucker. And then he went away. I was like, oh, it's a hologram.
And then we still don't know who Rey is. But do you have any speculation of who Rey?
I don't have any speculation, but Rey's fucking cool.
Rey is the fucking best, and that's why Daisy Ridley won Best Actress for it. Cool. She is the best.
Once you see the lightsaber go to her, I was like,
oh my god. And people were bitching about that. It's like, how, like, that is
how dare they put a woman?
Well, no, the thing is like, she just sort of learns, like, randomly that she has she is strong with the Force. And so when she escapes and Kylo Ren's looking for her, he goes up to his stormtrooper and is like, every minute that she is, like, out there, she is getting stronger. And it's like, how? She's not training. She's just trying to escape.
She's literally chilling.
And that was, like, the weird thing of, like, she just knew that Jedi mind tricks were a thing, and there was no, like, previous scene where that's talked about. Where
I think she had some sense of it.
She learned from when Kylo Ren was doing it.
When did Kylo Ren do it though?
He didn't. He just did his.
He just does like the mind reading thing. He doesn't do the.
I think whatever she's not talking about whatever happened to whoever left her.
Yeah.
I think she knows about it. It's just she's never tried to use it before, or maybe before it got a little out of control and she's scared to use it. Maybe.
That's actually an interesting, because everybody has been speculating that she doesn't know anything from her past. Like, she doesn't remember, like, who her parents are or anything. But that's actually an interesting theory that, like, maybe she actually does know who she is, and she does know that she's strong with the Force.
She's just kind of like...
She just doesn't talk about it.
She doesn't want to think about it. Maybe, like, as a kid, she had it.
Especially when she talks about, like, I don't want anything to do with this lightsaber and whatnot. Yeah. That's interesting. I like that.
She's so freaked out and scared about it. Maybe as a kid... something very traumatic.
Can we talk about Cosmonauta for a second? How fucking awesome is that character?
Yeah.
Lupita Nyong'o is the fucking best. Like, I'm sad that Lupita Nyong'o isn't physically in that movie, but that character is definitely coming back.
There was something about it that was very... the thing that I loved about her character is... out of all of the characters that were there was something very Guillermo del Toro about the design and the animation for the characters that kind of threw me off and away from this, like, Star Wars, like, kind of Jim Henson-y kind of feeling.
Yeah.
That kind of feeling.
Yeah. So it threw me a little off, but then she came into play, and it, like, I didn't really think about the character because they didn't really talk about her. They showed her a couple times, but not really. And then she came in and she started talking, and it was like, immediate smile. Like, that's well played. Yeah. Well, good, very good move.
I still want it to turn out that Finn is actually Lando's son. And when he asks for an explanation, he just goes, there are so many space babes. So little time.
I swear to fucking Christ, I will hate episode 8. If they're like, Lando's the dad, that's the long lost family. I'm like, really? The two black guys in the universe just happen to be fucking related to each other. Lando will come back at one point, definitely. But I swear to fucking Christ, if they force this whole, like, just because we're black, we're related.
There's just the
two black guys in the whole galaxy.
There's just a Lando spinoff movie that's just him boning space babes.
But fuck, what was I gonna say?
And do you know the little Easter egg with, like, his number is FN 2187?
I didn't think about it.
2187 is the cell number of Princess Leia in A New Hope.
Oh, that's clever. Did you see how this movie also has a Porkins?
Which one was it? Was it the big alien dude or
no? It was just a big fat dude he looks like JonTron in a fucking X-ray.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. He's actually like an actor who's from something that I've watched. Yeah,
I like saw him in a video.
There's a lot of cool cameos. Do you notice in like the beginning part when Finn and Poe are running away?
And holding
hands. One of the First Order, like, commanders is the kid from Game of Thrones who can talk to animals and shit. Yeah. He's there for like a split second. He has like one line.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, that's him. And apparently, I don't know if this one is true or not, but apparently, who's the current 007?
Daniel Craig.
Apparently, Daniel Craig is a stormtrooper.
That's such a weird...
He's just like in the background as a stormtrooper at one point.
That's so weird.
And then not so much and then like the Boba Fett flag.
Oh,
when
that
they
was
walk
the
into
best.
Maz Kanata, that was so fucking cool.
Literally,
That
it
was
shows
like-
up and I was like, fam.
Even though you died like a bitch.
Yeah.
So
Still fam.
Not again.
What I was gonna say something. Oh, what do you guys think about the relationship between General Hux and Kylo Ren?
I want them to kiss.
I liked it.
I really liked it because it was when I first saw the movie. I was like, I don't know if I like Kylo Ren that much because he's not as cool as Darth Vader. Darth Vader's like very cool headed. Like
I think that was the point. He's trying to be him.
Yeah, and that was
can't.
when I went into the movie like the second time and went into it as like he just wants to really badly be Darth Vader.
He's like the
That's when I
Incredible
started-
to Mr. Incredible.
Exactly.
Almost. Like, he's trying so hard.
when I
but he
went.
just
That's the
doesn't.
same thing I was thinking of, and when I went into the movie the second time thinking that, I was like, oh, okay, I actually do really like this.
Yeah.
And then like the relationship between Darth Vader and who's the guy in the first one?
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Grand
There you
Moff
go.
Tarkin. Like the relationship between that is like they respect each other and all, and you know they work well with each other. And then the relationship between Hux and Kylo Ren is a huge contrast of like they're fucking like children who are like fighting for attention for Leader Snoke, and I think that's really really cool.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense with what it is.
Yep.
They played that off. Like, of course, watching it for the first time, I was very like, what the fuck are you doing? And then after like kind of thinking about it, they played it
Oh,
off very
that's the
perfectly.
fuck they doing.
That's
So
the fuck
I'm
they
gonna
do.
try to wrap up. We're going a little long on this topic naturally because it's fucking Star Wars.
Duh.
Just any last general thoughts?
Captain Plasma for like 2 seconds. Phasma for like
So
2 seconds.
That's something I do actually want to talk about before we wrap up.
She's coming back.
I don't know if she is though. Here's the thing: people forget at the end where Han Solo's like, or Finn's like, "What do we do with her?" And Han Solo's like, "Is there a trash compactor?"
No, is there a garbage chute?
Trash compactor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is.
So I'm pretty sure she's dead.
Like, I thought she was gonna be this like scary fucking like.
Yeah. So here's the. I think that's
Or
more
even
of-
like a Boba Fett almost. Just
I
in
think
the
that was more of
background.
our fault of speculation than rather what they intended it to be. Because when I was looking through like the old trailers of Star Wars and whatnot, and they showcased like characters that actually weren't that big. What
There's
Captain
just a trailer
Phasma
all
is
about Porkins.
what Captain Phasma is in this movie is actually also a lot like Grand Moff Tarkin, where she's in a little bit of it. And then she sort of just dies at the end. She's not like a main villain throughout the entire trilogy.
I know, but it was
and I
almost
think
like a
that's what
joke
they've
character.
always. Yeah, exactly. And I think that was just us misinterpreting and speculating too much on her character, and that
Yeah.
was sort of our own fault. Because when you watch it and you don't think about any of like what we thought she was going to be, if you just watch it, it's actually like really funny and like okay, like she's just some fucking stormtrooper commander.
Can
Like,
we talk about how they got 2 actors from the raid and did nothing with them?
oh, to play those gangs.
Yeah.
That was the one part where I didn't feel like it was Star Wars.
That was very Star Trek-y.
That was very Star Trek
Yeah.
mainly because of the costumes that
I
they
was
were
like,
wearing.
this is like almost borderline Doctor Who, like just random gang that shows
Yeah,
up. Like,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, their outfit. It was mainly just their outfits that was like, this does not feel Star
It's
Wars
like
whatsoever.
It's like that plus a combination of that creature that was in that scene as well.
The creature reminded me a lot of the first Star Trek, where he's on the snow planet, he's abandoned, and like you see that monster from
Pops
far
up
away,
from the ground.
and then it like comes up really close. Like that's what that reminded me of. I was like,
yeah.
but that's the thing though. Is the Star Trek movies, like the new ones, are very non-Star Trek-y, and so it's just our association because of Abrams' style. That's why we associate it with Star
Yeah,
Trek.
yeah.
So, but those costumes, I would have to like the second group that comes in that are all like obviously
Ganja Club.
the Ganja Club. Ganja Club?
Wait,
They come in like, what's up, man? It's fucking
Is that not
Cheech
what
and
you
Chong.
kept hearing? Am I the only one who kept hearing Ganja
Ganja
Club?
Club.
And I was like, what is this, college 2015?
So like they walk in, they're all obviously Asian, and like their like armor and stuff reminded me a lot of like
Klingons?
Klingons a little bit, but also a mixture of that and like samurai sort of outfits, and I was like, this does not feel like Star Wars.
it reminded
whatsoever.
me of like a Predator movie or something.
Yeah.
It was fucking weird.
Yeah, that was the one. Like, it was still like a fun scene,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
liked what it was.
It was
but
good.
that was the part where I was like, this doesn't feel like Star Wars.
Um,
And so my last question for
Yeah.
you, before we go into the next topic, is if you had to give Star Wars a rating out of 10, what would you give it? What would you guys give
A
it?
yee.
A yee out of 10. Henry, what would you give it?
I guess like a 7.5 or an 8.
Okay. All right.
How about you, sweet ass?
With the way that I saw it, the way I experienced it, not thinking about all the other movies that came out this year, I'm giving it an 8.5.
Okay, all right.
This was a really good movie.
Yep.
And again, looking at it from a non-Star Wars point of view, because of how I reacted to it, 8.5. It was a solid movie.
All right. And here's the last thing I want to do before we move on. Actual last thing. If you had to rank it,
Lord of the Rings: Return of the King fades out, comes back, fades out, comes
fades
back.
out, comes back. How would you guys rank the Star Wars movies, including Episode 7?
Like in order?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do
From worst to best.
Okay.
Empire Strikes Back, New Hope.
No, from worst to best.
Empire Strikes Back.
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars. Okay.
Phantom Menace. Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
A New Hope.
A New Hope.
Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. Including Episode 7 though.
Oh, fuck. Put Episode 7 after New Hope.
Okay. How about you?
Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace. Clone Wars isn't a movie. Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back.
All right, cool. Because that's what generally what I've been seeing.
Yeah, because I do like A New Hope a lot.
Yeah.
I just think Force Awakens kind of analyzed
Is
it and did
sort
a
of better version. Yeah,
because I'm not. I haven't seen it a million times. You know what I mean? It's still fresh in my head.
New Hope's the worst because it's the most boringest one.
How I would rank it from worst to best would be actually.
Don't say Phantom Menace in the first 3. I'm kicking your ass.
So it would go Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, and then Revenge.
You like Clone Wars more?
Clone Wars is more. We've talked about this a little bit before. Is like they're both equally bad, but for different reasons. The entirety of Phantom Menace is just super boring for a fucking hour and a half, and then Clone Wars is just a little cringeworthy the entire time. And cringeworthy is still amusing to me, so that's why I enjoy it a little more. So it goes that, and then Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, A New Hope, Force Awakens, and then Empire.
You just straight up forgot about Attack of the Clones.
I said Attack of the Clones.
You did?
Yeah, we were just talking about
we just had a conversation. We had a whole rigmarole about it.
I thought you said Clone Wars.
But that's what I meant, though.
Yeah, no one remembers that it's called Attack of the Clones. It's just that one fucking movie.
There's no attack. The clones don't attack people.
They're just kind of like, hello.
See, to me, the difference is that between Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace is like someone hitting you in the balls with a hammer for 2 hours. What?
I want to
someone lightly squeezing your left nut.
I want to start a petition to rename Attack of the Clones to Kid Fisto slightly in the background.
I want to move on from here.
Yeah, and then Attack of the Clones is just like having a lobotomy for 2 hours.